Hello everyone, this is Meina, your crypto friend. In this week's edition of CryptoMeina and Bitpush Weekly Web3 News, I will talk about the arrest of SBF, the Binance FUD, and the Federal Reserve's decision to increase interest rates. Tune in for the latest updates on these developments in crypto. In the past week, the FTX implosion incident finally ushered in a key development. The disgraced Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested in the Bahamas. A magistrate in the Bahamas rejected SBF's bail application on the grounds of flight risk, saying that SBF should be detained in the Bahamas for at least February 8th. The U.S. also filed criminal charges against SBF and seeks his extradition. The 8 criminal charges face SBF with a maximum sentence of 115 years in prison. The FUD surrounding centralized exchanges continues. Accounting firm Marzas has suspended reserve reporting for crypto firms, including Binance. Reuters reports that disagreements among U.S. Justice Department prosecutors are delaying the conclusion of the investigation into Binance. As panic grows in the industry, investors are eyeing the next domino to fall. Could it be Binance? CryptoQuant data shows that between December 12th and 14th, outflows from Binance totaled $6 billion, the largest wave of customer withdrawals since 2020. I have invited Jose Betancourt, the founder and CEO of Ontropy, to comment on the Binance FUD.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't paid a lot of attention to it because I think it's sort of bogus. That's the reason. This is always going to happen, right? That there is going to be some backlash. They're the biggest exchange in the market. They had the drama with FTX. Agree or disagree with what CZ did. He was prepared for this. People in glass houses don't throw stones. And if Binance was going to make these actions, they knew what was going to happen to them. And he's been very transparent with the state of the company, the reserves. And I believe that, of course, Binance is not perfect, but they're making great decisions, and nothing is really going to happen from this FUD.
I see. So from your perspective as a founder, is there anything they can do to help improve the FUD or avoid this kind of FUD in the future?
Right. I think to some amount, it's kind of unavoidable. Like just the state of the markets, things are quite difficult. How can they avoid it? I think just definitely like always more transparency is good. And so sort of maybe he's already been doing this to some extent, but like getting on podcasts, jumping on spaces and just reassuring people. There was also some drama I saw with, I don't know if it was a coincidence or it was actually due to the reserves of them like pausing transactions. Yeah. I don't believe that was necessary for them to do. And it may have just been like some planned outage, but that got really spun out of control. And so maybe postponing updates and certain things like that and just keeping transactions completely fluid so there isn't a possibility of a bank run.
I see. Yeah, I totally agree with you that transparency is everything. But with Binance being the leader in centralized exchange and they are almost at 85% of the market share, what are your thoughts? What do you think?
I didn't know that number. That is awfully high, and I do believe in decentralization. And honestly, I think the future of DeFi are DEXs, and for everything to be decentralized. However, the biggest problem with crypto right now is just on-ramping and getting people into the ecosystem. And it's so difficult to tell someone how to do a wallet. And like, if you're a U.S. citizen, especially, that I believe we are, or we're U.S. residents, actually getting the fiat into crypto, you need to go through several exchanges and you get rejected. You have to prove a utility bill where your residence is. It's difficult. Much easier with exchanges like Binance. And frankly, the fees are easier. They've been transparent. They offer great yields. Coinbase is great too, but higher fees, all for having more exchanges. But Binance, with all of this market share and with all the customers they do, I think there is definitely a need for them to exist at this point in time.
I know. If Binance collapses, where should we be going, right?
Yeah, actually, I posted a meme of this on my Twitter. Basically, like dominoes falling, FTX, Almedea Research, and then Binance is like the next one to fall, but it's not going to. I really don't believe it will. But if it did, all of crypto would fall with it. I mean, we would go into a winter years long, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of this. None of us want to see that happen. So I'm a bit surprised that crypto Twitter is doing this, and I definitely advise people to not.
But yeah, I completely agree with you. Everybody, please, none of us want this happen. If this happen, as you said, the crypto gonna enter a really long winter, and I really don't know how long it's gonna take at that point.
Yeah.
So for the sake of everybody, micro policies are still disturbing the crypto market. This week, the Federal Reserve announced a 50 basis point interest rate hikes, which is a new high since 2007. Powell said that interest rate hikes will not stop soon, and the scale of interest rate hikes in February next year will depend on future data and the job market. Bitcoin fell in response, down 2.6% over the past 7 days, and Ethereum fared even worse, down 6.6% over the same period. As the holiday season approaches, I hope that you are able to spend time with your loved ones, maintain good physical and mental health, and have a happy holiday. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.